Thank you very much. And I know, again, Mr. Rosenfeld and Mr. Bond have been recognized as well on Bush Boulevard. Colleagues, we've been talking about a lot of different options, and one of them has been a bus-only lane on Bush Boulevard, and we had a short distance at Mr. Roosevelt's area that he kept saying, I want it all the way, I want it all the way, and we'll say today as well, to go all the way down. And when we were told recently by Metro, MTA, it would be 2012 before we would get those funds. We know that people are dealing with traffic problems today, and that public transportation, and that if we have a more seamless system and we have a system that works, we're going to be able to have more people who will take public transportation. And so, as you see in this proposal, and I want to thank the various departments who sat together and said, we have to do more and we have to do it much more quickly. And so, if we receive this funding, which is $27 million, and option A that we are proceeding with, it will allow us to begin receiving money next year to be able to begin construction on the way, much quicker than the 2012. It will also improve the times on those buses 24%, which is big for our bus riders union and the ability and others to be able to get somewhere more quickly. The other message we want to try and send is, if you're in one of those other couple of lanes, that it is critically important that if you see, wow, that bus is going faster than we are and getting to the destinations much more quickly, we're going to take that public transportation. And that's what we have to be able to continue to demonstrate to the public here in the city of Los Angeles. And so we're excited about this, and we do not want to see any delay. We wanted to have this move forward. I know Street Services is here, but a presentation in the Transportation Committee and DOT and our CLA to talk about some of the specifics. But we're looking at ways in which we can, I'm not going to call it the Chevy or the Cadillac, the middle range of what we wanted to do, because some of the options before us have ranged in close to $100 million, I believe, at one point, which would be to resurface the entire street, which is something that I know particularly Mr. LaBonge has been interested in and reminds us all the time about the importance of doing it. It would be peak hour at this point. We know bus lanes work. We have a dedicated bus lane in the San Fernando Valley, 22,000, I think up to 26,000 people a day that are taking it. And so I just wanted to ask the staff here that if they have any other things they want to say, or maybe just a quick explanation, and then I'll let it go to the next speaker, is to describe exactly what option A is and what it is.
The CLA report, so I don't know, you guys give me a brief overview, Richard around with the CLA's office. Based on the direction from the committee, as the councilwoman outlined, we wanted to move quicker than 2012 and have something in place. What we proposed here for this $27 million potential federal grant is phase one. So this would get something on the ground and moving if we were to receive this money. We would know probably 6 months whether we're going to get this grant. We're still going to pursue other options in case this doesn't come through. We would be getting this money in October of 2008, and then hopefully something going in 6 months. But we're still looking at the full project for phase two and tapping into the money that MTA has planned in 2012. So we're still pursuing that. We're still working with MTA internally to lay that out.
And that would be the full reconstruction of the street as well.
Part of that will be as a section of that project.
I let my colleagues, my esteemed colleagues, know a lot about this in their district. That was fun, but this is really, I think, a great step forward for the city to take. To say we are going to have a Wilshire bus lane that will go during peak hours that people can take and will quickly get along the Wilshire corridor and have it start in 2008 versus 2012. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Earl. Mr. Weiss is our next speaker.
Thank you, Madam President. And looking at Mr. LaBonge, my neighbor on Wilshire Boulevard, this is going to affect 4, 5, 10, and 1 just in red. Okay. And my neighbor, but I'm really pleased this day is here because my staff and I have worked on this for several years, and I have always been a supporter of having a bus-only lane. It is not popular. It is not topic. And people need to understand that as we grapple with the traffic problems in LA and the possible solutions to these problems, the solutions will not be popular. And frankly, I wish we had done this a long time ago. I know we already made the decision to carve out bus-lane only part of Gulf. We should have done it. I wish we had stuck to our guns. Because whenever this city does something in half starts or fits and starts on transportation, it sends funders the wrong message. It sends funders the message that LA is serious about making the sacrifices it needs to make a difference in its transportation problem. So that's why even though there are folks who live in my district who will not want to see those cutouts go away, Mr. Devon, along Wilshire Boulevard, along the Wilshire Corridor, I've always supported this. It's the right thing to do for the whole city, in fact, for the whole region. And I'm pleased with today's finding.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weiss. Our next person.
Thank you, and I'll be very brief. And thank you, Mr. Weiss, because you said basically everything that I wanted to. I want to thank the Bus Drivers Union, first of all. I want to thank you for the work that you've done recently with a fare hike that none of us wanted to see. It shouldn't have gone forward. We should be going the other way with fares in the city. People have looked at studying a half-cent sales tax that would make buses and rail rides free in the city. And you see some of the cities that have done that, even in their urban core, like in Denver and other places. It's the right direction to be moving. But secondly, people are right when they're either stuck in traffic in transit right now or won't board transit because it's stuck in the same traffic, because we haven't allowed options to allow transit to move more quickly. And it's the most basic thing. It isn't popular to do because it requires people changing their behavior, but it's the right thing to do. I want to thank Mr. Weiss. I want to thank Ms. Rule. I want to thank all the folks that are right there. I'm a couple blocks away from Wilshire, so it serves my people very much as well. I know a lot of the bus rider union organizers in my own district as well. Until we have our rapid lines really having bus lanes throughout this city, we won't have an infrastructure of buses that are any better than any other option. So those who ride the buses because they have no other option, and we'll all be stuck in the same traffic. This is something that makes it better for people who don't have any other option, and those who do, because they'll join that option if we do this right. So thank you for that leadership. It has my full support. And it shouldn't have taken this long, but let's start thinking throughout the city where else this makes sense and where we can do it. Because if it takes us this long for the next one, God help us all.
Thank you very much. Anybody here from the MTA?
You're present.
Sure, let's keep the staff from the MTA up here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Levine. You're always so considerate and kind and involved with both of your colleagues. We appreciate it very much. Good afternoon. Give us just a quick sense. I just did an interview with KTLA about it. We're talking $27 million. We're talking about the federal government coming and assisting us. By us voting on this today, what happens?
If you approve this today, that would allow staff to work with MTA to submit the application for the $27 million. There are several elements included in the phase one. The biggest one is asphalt reconstruction of the curb lane and putting signal prioritization and other things that are necessary to get this on the way on.
Sure. We will approve it here. I know my colleagues will support this. It's a no-brainer for all of us to get a bus-only lane, to get ourselves out of New York with the only gridlock and get it into buses. Where's MTA on this?
Well, we believe this is a very important project. We have 90,000 boardings in the Wilshire Corridor. We are very pleased with the recommendation for council today, and we're ready to move forward.
I must say this is just fantastic for MTA and DOT to be on the same wavelength, to be looking at the same roadway and cooperating together. You know, all of us should be bus riders. And we on the west side will definitely take those buses if we know we can get downtown quicker than the gridlock automobile. Is there a sense that this will be a traffic relief and will work? Something to plan to explain.
Yes, studies show that with an end-to-end bus lane, we should achieve the kind of travel time savings that will attract discretionary riders out of the cars and into buses.
Now, let's assume we get that $27 million, which federal government, you better give us that $27 million. How long will it take for us to complete this?
Plus, we talked about we would be getting the money in October of '08, and we think within 6 months we could have most of the work, if not all the work done.
So then can we say by '09, you might possibly have a bus on?
Oh, yes.
Do we hold your feet to the fire on that?
I think you just did.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank Wendy Brew and Jack Weiss and Herb Wesson and Tom LeBon and all the other city folks that are connected to the right-of-way as we go forward with this project. Full steam ahead. Thank you.
Mr. Bond.
Just a couple of questions here. How many parking meters are going to be removed?